Welcome, dummies on the hardwood. I'm here with Durag, the Durag Bandit over here, Benny.
I like that Durag Bandit.
And then I have the free man over here, Bobby.
That's it.
Yeah, that's about it. That's all I can think of. How you doing, Durag? Seems extra tight for you this week, that Durag.
Yeah, it's actually a little loose today, bro. I got some thoughts today. I'm gonna really disappoint you today, bro. Hopefully that Durag doesn't constrict those thoughts. I promise you it won't.
They've already been cold these past few years, but I wouldn't be surprised if we hit the negatives at some point.
All right, I'm gonna come at you. I'm gonna come at you guys.
As long as you have your facts and don't come to an argument unprepared, then I'm good.
As I've said before, you interrupted me. As long as you don't say Jalen Green is a superstar in this league. I never said he was a superstar.
All right, so there was a lot of movement during this week, a lot of signings or lack thereof.
That's what I'm saying. Didn't Shams overhype it? I don't think he overhyped it.
He definitely overhyped it.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
He said there's going to be major movements.
Major moves.
This offseason is going to be crazy.
But Giannis still hasn't been moved yet.
Okay. He would have been moved by now.
Been moved. Yeah, okay. And
the biggest thing was the 7-team trade, which was pretty much just second-round picks going all around. You get a second-round pick. You get a second-round pick. I get a second-round pick.
We all get second-round picks around here, man. Dude, honestly, I'm a little disappointed. Like I said, in the first 2 days, I will say it was a little chaotic. I'm going to say that. It was a little chaotic with all the moves. You know, and then Damian Lillard, I think being waived by the Bucks was surprising, to say the least.
It was shocking, not surprising.
Yeah, it was both. It's both to me, but other than that, it's kind of like it's kind of a little bland right now. I don't know. Obviously, you did mention the 7-team trade, but the signing that I really want to talk about right now, as I mentioned before, Damian Lillard getting let go by the Bucks. I'm sure you guys are already kind of aware of the reports and stuff like that.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
Left field, yeah. But also, too, I want to talk about someone that the Bucks picked up, and that was Mr. Miles Turner from the Indiana Pacers, their rival. Can't beat them, join them.
Indiana, why would you let Miles Turner walk away?
4 years, $107 million.
But think about it. Would you pay Miles Turner over $100 million?
You have to overpay at this point to build a championship core.
What is your threshold? What would you have paid Miles Turner?
I would have given him about 85 million.
They were lowballing him 4 years, $60 million. $60 million.
Yeah, that's not cutting it.
I thought 85 would be good, but $100 million? I don't know.
But you have to overpay him at this point,
I get that. They had to do what they had to do, but you basically signed Miles Turner, then you let go of Damian Lillard. I don't understand that logic.
Wasn't it to make room for him?
But that's Damian Lillard. You're just gonna waive Damian Lillard and get nothing in return?
Supposedly it's because he wanted to practice out in Portland or whatever.
That's just bullshit. That's bullshit.
No, there's more to it.
I mean, the interesting thought was Giannis put out a tweet stating he wasn't aware of what was going on, which we all know isn't true, because even Damian Lillard responded with a Nacho Libre gif, and I'm like, you're the superstar, and they traded for you, but somehow you don't know what's going on?
Yeah, that's full of it.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Maybe this move was pre-planned in the making, but I thought, for the Bucks, it's definitely a win, but it's an L because it's like you let Damian Lillard walk. Had you kept Damian Lillard and Giannis and Miles Turner, I've been like, all right, that's a little respectable. It's not going to win you a title, but it's definitely respectable. But, your attempts to please Giannis just went down the drain. But for the Bucks, they get a floor spacing big that they needed. He's much younger. He's a little bit more expensive than Brook Lopez. I don't know how you guys feel about that. But yeah, I thought the Bucks, other than the Damian Lillard move, I thought it was a win for him.
I mean, I see it as a loss because if you look at it, there's $23 million of dead cap that the Bucks can't use. And no disrespect to Miles Turner, who shot 36% from three last year. He averaged about 14 points. Does he really move the needle for the Bucks?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think Miles Turner moves the needle for the Bucks.
Again, maybe like a few years ago, but who do you have after that? You have what?
Their depth really lacks. I don't really know.
Kevin Porter Jr., you have...
I honestly don't even know.
Sims,
honestly, don't even know.
Ryan Rollins.
You traded Pat Connaughton, and you re-signed Bobby Portis,
who's
I mean, and you let Brook Lopez walk. I can see letting Brook Lopez walk. But, I mean, look, I'm not going to say it moves the needle for him, but I'm saying it's definitely more of an upgrade than Brook Lopez. It is an upgrade, but definitely, like, for the Bucks, like...
But you're leveraging your future.
Right. You're leveraging your future for Miles Turner. And Giannis, if I'm the Bucks right now, I'm going full rebuild. Because what's happening is you basically traded away... You let go of Damian Lillard. Giannis is not happy. You better find somebody to trade him. Trade Giannis. That's what's going to have to happen.
I mean, the only thing is the East is wide open, but does the Miles Turner really make the Bucks that much different if you look at all the other moves in the East?
Not really.
No.
I mean, because there was really nothing of significance. I mean, if we're looking at the list, I mean, like, what, Duncan Robinson going to Detroit Pistons? I mean, that was okay. But what got me the most was Ty Jerome leaving Cleveland to go to Memphis. Cleveland got a little weaker, if you ask me. Cleveland got a little weaker. Yeah, that's about. But I
They
think.
got Lonzo Ball. How do they get weaker?
Well, I mean, I'm talking about with Ty Jerome.
They
That's just
got
me.
Lonzo Ball. How do they get
But-
weaker?
Okay, here's my thing. Lonzo Ball has not played basketball in almost 3 years. Has he? Answer the question.
Okay, yes, he hasn't. But you're gonna put your faith, who Ty Jerome was out of the league for what, 4 years, and you're gonna write off Lonzo like that?
I'm not writing off Lonzo. I'm
You
just
said
saying.
they got weaker.
Yeah, they did. A little bit weaker.
Yet Lonzo can play two ways. Ty Jerome only played one way, and he looked terrified in the playoffs.
I'm just saying, look, like if I put a little bit more trust in Ty Jerome. Look, I haven't seen what see, there you go. I just haven't seen anything. Look, personally, I haven't seen anything from Lonzo Ball in these last 2 years because he's coming off a knee.
He's been injured.
He's coming
Where
off a
was
knee.
Ty Jerome these last 2 years?
Come on, Danny. You know better than that.
If
Can,
these are
can
your
I
facts,
please
this
finish
is
my
terrible.
statement? Can I please
This
finish
is
my
terrible.
statement?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead,
Go ahead,
sure.
Danny. Go ahead.
But
No,
if you say something, I'm gonna interject. I'm just letting you know.
Dude, just shut up and let me talk. Like, seriously, guys, look, all I'm saying is Ty Jerome's been out of the league. You know, granted, he's had an up and down career, but he finally found his footing with Cleveland. So I think Cleveland definitely revived his start, and he had a stint in Oklahoma City where he balled out pretty good. He was playing backup. So I think Ty Jerome, within these last 2-3 years, has proven more in me than what Lonzo Ball has. Yes, he has limitations. I'm going to give him that. He can't play defense that good. I'm going to say it. He disappeared in the playoffs. I agree. But right now, if you ask me, am I taking some dude who's been unproven, and now he's on a better situation with the Memphis Grizzlies where he has a chance to potentially start or back up Ja Morant? Or do I want to take a chance on a guy who's been 2 years since he played in the league and he's coming off a knee injury that we don't even know? Answer my question.
I think you're forgetting what Lonzo Ball did for the Chicago Bulls. He made the Bulls relevant. Didn't he make the Bulls relevant?
Yes.
He
And
made the Bulls relevant.
Let me ask you something.
What do you-
Better situation in Memphis, who traded Desmond Bain and Jaren
Yeah.
Jackson Jr., who's hurt after he signed his extension, and Ja Morant.
Well, I'm just saying it's better
And
situation,
Zach
better
Edey, who's
opportunity.
getting a speed ticket.
Better opportunity.
It just looked.
and a Kia Sorrento or something like that, whatever his car was.
It just.
No, but you guys,
I get. Look.
see,
You're devaluing Lonzo. Is that all we're saying? Ty Jerome has one great regular season, and you're already ready
Who
to
said I was
write up.
devaluing Lonzo? Did I specifically say
You
those
said,
words?
yeah, I'm like, I don't know about Lonzo. I think Ty Jerome, I'm like,
Ty Jerome
You
has
even
shown
said
me more.
he was
in
hurt
2
for 2
years.
years.
I get
Ty
it. I get
Jerome
where you're
has
coming
shown
from, Benny.
more
I get.
for me.
So
in
you're
the last
so
2
what you're
years.
saying is this is recency bias.
Yes, it's recency bias. I'm not taking away what Lonzo Ball can do. I know what the man can do.
Right.
When he was with the Bulls, yes, I know he helped the Bulls. But as of right now, you ask me, I'm looking at Ty Jerome and being like, okay, show me what you can do in Memphis. Back up your talk, what you did in Cleveland. Do what you can do in Memphis. And if he can, great. If not, I'll just eat my words. But for right now, I'm taking him over Lonzo Ball. I think that's a win.
I think. Look, I'm not.
cap.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just think Lonzo Ball, even though he's been injured the past few seasons, he's still Lonzo Ball, and he's still gonna provide that for that team. I mean, he was averaging what 10, 5, and 5, solid numbers, and he's an improved shooter, and he's and he can defend. Ty Jerome, no diss to him, but he's been out of the league for what 4 years, and then he came back.
That is a good story.
It is a great story. I'm not dissing him. All I'm saying is, if you ask me, Lonzo
getting
Ball,
triggered? You're getting triggered.
Lonzo Ball
I'm
has
getting
more of a
over
major
there.
impact than Ty Jerome on any team.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna sit here and keep comparing Lonzo Ball and Ty Jerome. I just
If Ty Jerome- if-
I just said my
if-
statement.
If Ty Jerome doesn't make any shots, what's his go-to?
Bro,
What's his second
bro,
go-to card?
Are we gonna make? Are
I'm
we
just
gonna talk?
asking.
He has no other go-to.
Okay,
move, bro.
thank you.
Okay, but are we gonna sit and talk 5 minutes about Ty Jerome and Lonzo Ball, or are we gonna sit and talk about the Milwaukee Bucks?
Hey, you brought it up, man.
Well,
I
I'm
had
just
to
saying,
make my point.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. Getting back to what I was talking about with the Bucks
I
and
don't
the
know,
East being
man.
wide open. Speaking of that, Nikhil Alexander Walker, Brooke Lopez goes to the Clippers. Nikhil Alexander Walker,
Let's stick
Goes
in
to
the
the Hawks.
Let's stick in the East. The Hawks have had a sneaky quiet season.
I'm telling
they
you,
have
don't
really
sleep on the
had.
Hawks. Hawks top 3 team out East.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Calm
Hawks are
down.
top 3.
Calm
Top
down.
3 team. Top 3 team
Top
out
three,
East.
top 3 team out east.
Yes, out
name
east.
me the other two.
I'm with Boston the way it's down. I'm not going to include Boston in the top 3.
Okay.
I think they're a top 5 team, right? I still take New York.
New York.
I like New York.
That's fair.
I'm taking my chances. Look, I know I bagged them a lot, but the Orlando Magic got a little better.
They got a freaking point guard.
Yeah, they
Thank
got
you,
better.
Lord.
That pickup of Tyus Jones, that recent signing from Tyus Jones was great.
Okay.
And third, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Hawks. 4, I'm going to go with my Boston Celtics. 5, I'm going to go with Indiana Pacers.
4 Boston Celtics. I think they're a little too high.
No, the way the East is set up.
Are you
Yeah.
forgetting about the Pistons?
I'm not forgetting about the Pistons.
I would take the Pistons in the 4th slot.
I don't know if I would do
Even
that.
the Raptors, lo and behold,
Oh,
if
you
they have
take the
something.
rap? Wait, what?
They
Hold
have
up.
they have
Nah.
pieces. They have pieces.
Yeah, they have pieces, but not enough for them to put
I
them
don't,
in the top 5.
I don't know if
I'm not saying
I,
they're going to compete, but they'll make
don't-
some sort of.
I don't
noise.
know if I see the Hawks as a top 3 team. I'm going to say maybe a top 5. Maybe.
The East is wide open.
It is wide open. It is wide
But, I
open.
mean, if you really look at it, like they made moves, they picked up. Obviously, Kristaps Porzingis. Granted, we all know when he's healthy, he's a lethal 7'3" shooter who can stretch the floor. And they also picked up Nikhil Alexander Walker, as we mentioned, right?
Right.
So they, on some level, the Hawks really, and they got some good picks. Asa Newell from Georgia was a really good pickup. The Hawks are sneaky good, and I mean, out of all those teams who made moves, I can see them, catapulting themselves as a top 3 team.
So what you're saying is that the Celtics are the Hawks are better than the Celtics.
As of right now, absolutely.
I
I
mean,
would say that.
They have the defensive
that's
versatility. They got Porzingis who can
Right.
stretch the floor. They also let Onyeka Okongwu start though. They got Nikhil Alexander Walker, 3 and D.
I think
3 and D
Onyeka
guard.
Okongwu is going to start because Clint Capella's out in Houston now.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well,
I think Porzingis.
Well, I mean, Porzingis will probably start at the 4 or at the 5, and then Onyeka
Well,
at
you
the
have
4.
Jalen Johnson. That's the thing. You can't. He's not coming off the bench.
Jalen Johnson at the 3. Damn, see, that Hawks team is loaded.
That's an interesting point.
That
I didn't
Hawks
think
team
about
is
it like
loaded.
that. Okay, yeah,
And
I
then
can
they,
see it.
They have a
You know?
proven.
I can see a
NBA
top 3
They
team.
have a proven NBA coach in Quinn Snyder.
I'm trusting
And,
Quinn Snyder.
I can
Trae
see
Young, I feel he's finally bought into his role as more of a facilitator rather than a scorer. He only scores when he needs to. He did lead the league in assists last season, so I think he's really settling into that role.
And also, too, we talked about how bad last year's draft class was, which, let's be honest, it wasn't the greatest. But Zachary Ricochet, he's showing up.
starting to blossom. Yeah, he's blossoming.
He's
blossoming.
balling, dude.
Yeah,
He's balling out.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
Yeah,
I'm-
the Hawks are really good. The
Yeah.
Hawks are sneaky good.
Dyson. I mean, yeah, I didn't think about it like
Dyson
that. Dyson Daniels, Nikhil Alexander Walker, who can hide Trae Young's defensive deficiencies.
And you got 2 bigs.
And then you got 2 bigs.
Jalen Johnson.
Kristaps Porzingis. Yeah. Okay, I can see.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, that lineup's kind of
That's
scary. I
fair.
ain't even going to lie. That lineup's kind of scary, you know?
I mean, let's see.
It is.
Trae Young's numbers, assists, they've gone. Sorry, they've gone up. Last year, he averaged a career high 12 assists. Career high 12 assists.
We're talking about Trae Young?
Trae Young, and he took about 7 to 18 field goals. That's kind of like a low for him because he's usually in the 9 to 20, but he's settling in his role. I feel like he's this point guard that is perfect for this Hawks team. He'll get he'll get everyone involved, get everyone set up, and only need to score when he needs
I feel like Trey Young's finally got that partner in crime with Jalen Johnson
and Dyson Daniels.
I just think that Trey Young just needed that extra oomph out there on the wing. I mean, I'm not saying DeJounte Murray didn't provide that, but the fit wasn't good.
They didn't mesh well
They
together.
both needed the ball.
They both needed the ball.
But now you have two guys, like you get a defensive-minded wing and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who most likely will be coming off the bench, right? And you got that, perimeter scoring. I think Risha Shea might come off the bench. That's just my opinion. Because Jalen Johnson and Dyson Daniels, that's a pretty damn good duo. I mean, Jalen Johnson's averaging, like 18, 19 a game before he went down with an injury. That Hawks team, that future's surprising. Not surprising. That future is really bright. And, it's a matter of time. That's why I think, are they going to win the East? No, they're not going to win the East. But they're definitely going to make some noise. Because the thing that they lack is that experience. Obviously, Porzingis comes in. He brings that experience. But, I mean, for me, I think the Hawks are the winners of the offseason. That's just my personal opinion.
Really?
Yeah, Hawks won the offseason. You can't tell me anything different. I like what Denver did too, and we'll get to that later. But the moves that the Hawks have made for their future and their current state, they're the reasons why they are my winner.
I think for me, the one team that's won the free agency low-key has been the New York Knicks. Because what did the New York Knicks need?
And we segue into that perfectly. I just want to talk to them before we move on into the West because I feel like they did some moves. They signed Gerson Yabusele on a 2-year, $12 million deal to come off the bench.
And they also signed Jordan Clarkson.
Which is what
they need, a scoring punch off the bench.
And a defensive-minded center who could play power forward
and
center.
who can back up Cat.
And he's a stretch big. He can shoot the three ball. Man, yeah.
And he was originally a 2016 first-round draft pick
from the Boston
you guys.
Celtics.
Yeah,
Boston
the Celtics selected him. Obviously, he couldn't get any minutes, but, hey, I'm happy for him.
The Knicks to me look like just they're the clear-cut team out east.
I mean, as long as everyone's healthy, that's the big thing. And the big question mark is Mike Brown. Mike Brown, who was fired unceremoniously from the Sacramento Kings last year, which led to the whole De'Aaron Fox saga, does he make the Knicks better if you really look at it? Jeez. Do you guys have faith that he can implement a defensive system to hide the Cat's flaws along with Jalen Brunson's defensive
I think so
flaws?
because if they have when you have a team of OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges as your wing defenders and Josh Hart, I think you're going to be in good hands. You just have to be able to mask the fact that Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns can't really defend. So I think they're going to mesh really well.
Isaac, can you read me the assistant coaches for the New York Knicks?
Assistant coaches for the New York Knicks.
Because I think right now what's really going to matter is if Mike Brown has a system in place and has the coaches who have background who can play.
Rick Brunson, Maurice Cheeks, Darren Ehrman, and Mark Bryant.
I mean, Mo Cheeks wasn't a bad coach in this league.
I thought too that I heard a report that they were looking to poach James Borrego.
Yeah.
I don't think James Borrego's going to go there. I think he made it abundantly clear that he's not going.
I don't know.
They're battling for the assistant in Milwaukee. I forget his name. Yeah,
Joe Prunty.
I don't know. I don't think that
Joe Prunty's questionable.
I think
that they're going for Darvin Ham. That's who I heard about. Ask the Lakers how that worked out for them.
Yeah, do I think Mike Brown will implement a system? I think he's got a great offensive scheme. I think he's going to unlock the floor.
He's offensive minded.
He's going to unlock the floor for Cat. I agree with Benny. I think with players like Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and OG Anunoby, you don't really need to teach defense to them because they could play defense themselves.
I think Mike Brown, unfortunately, has pressure because it's New York. But I think what really is going to change is those players of the Knicks will finally get some rest. They're not going to be running to the ground.
No, he did that in Sacramento too. But
well,
yeah,
they didn't have much of a bench either.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting. So we all think the Knicks are the team to beat.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
I would probably put Magic over just because the addition of Desmond Bane. Again, I had a terrible reaction. I mean, 4 first-round picks. I'm still shaking my head, but they finally got a point guard, which is what they needed for the past 4 years. So thank God. But I wouldn't be surprised if they make a move during the season, maybe get a backup point guard or something like that. All right. Do we have anything to talk about in the East, or do we need to move on to the West?
I want to move on to the West now.
Yeah, move out to the West. There's nothing going on out East. What's going on out West?
All right. We got the OKC Thunder up here. And the only team that took them to 7 games besides the Pacers, the Denver Nuggets. They got rid of Mike Malone and Calvin Booth. And I thought, what are they doing? 2 months later, it's probably looking like the smartest decision because they did what any front office should do when you have a prime player like Nikola Jokic right there. You surround him with players, defensive players, offensive players. They got rid of MPJ for Cameron Johnson, who was a better shooter, a better defender. Although he gave up an unprotected pick, which may turn into a very coveted pick later on because Joker will be like 36, 37 if he's in the league. But that's a great move for getting Cameron Johnson.
Also, too, man, like what I was going to say with Denver, I mean, Bruce Brown Jr. coming back. But let's not also forget, before I lose this train of thought, I think Jared Dudley is now one of the assistant coaches. No. JJ Barea. I think
JJ Barea, yes.
JJ Barea. And I think it could have been Jared Dudley, but they're now assistant coaches with obviously Rick Adelman. That's going to be a really good system because they're both championship. They're both championship coaches, and so those assistant coaches, they'll definitely help guide Rick Adelman because Rick Adelman, let's be real, for what he did, he did a damn good job.
Very impressive. He made me eat my words because I even said they're probably not going to make it out the first round. But then I forgot James Harden is allergic to Game 7.
And you know what? I also too like the fact that the Nuggets went out and got a backup big, a legit
That was
backup
another
big.
That was another wow. No pun intended. That was another big problem that they had.
That
they got Jonas Valanciunas.
That move in of itself, for me, solidified them as the second best team out west.
And they took the Thunder team to 7 games without all these other players.
Yeah. To me, I think that Nuggets team will be the legit threat for the OKC Thunder.
And also, too, when they come back next year, Aaron Gordon's at full health because let's be real, he was playing through an injury. Same with Jamal Murray when they're back and ready playing. Just imagine the Nuggets at their full health.
And they also got Tim Hardaway Jr.
Oh, yeah, that's
Bruce
right.
Brown Jr. Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown Jr., Jonas Valanciunas.
And they still got Christian Brown.
I don't know. To me, but also, too, I'm thinking this. Hold up. Do you guys think that the Nuggets are better than the Thunder?
Look, I'm going to keep it real.
We can't say that right now after this championship.
On paper, they look nice.
I mean,
on
they pretty much got the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic, against the best guard in the NBA.
And they got a really good solid backup center. They got a 6th man off the bench that they needed.
Coach of the Year candidate.
They got a potential Coach of the Year candidate. They still got Jamal Murray. They got Cameron Johnson, 3-and-D. They got Christian. I mean, this Nuggets team will give the Thunder a run for their money.
I was going to go either way. I was going to go, because look, the Thunder are still the defending champs, right? That's regardless.
We can't take that away from them.
Yeah, you can't say But I do agree with you in the very notion that the moves the Nuggets made, they're going to give the Thunder a run for their money. And the Thunder, they're smart. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? They just got to continue to do what they got to do, right? Because the Thunder are going to obviously have a target on their back because they were the best team in the league last year.
Obviously, health. Everyone being healthy will play a major role.
And also, too, I know J-Dub, he just had surgery, I think, on his...
that guy is a warrior for playing through that.
Yeah, his wrist. He had wrist surgery. So my thing is, he was out for 3 to 4 months or something like that.
He's still out,
Yeah.
So it's gonna probably take us up to the start of before training camp. So.
I mean, this begs the question: who's more important to SGA's team? Is it J-Dub or is it Chet Holmgren? I'm personally gonna stay with J-Dub.
I was gonna say it's Jalen Williams.
J-Dub's more of a consistent and more reliable option than Chet Holmgren.
100% agree.
Yeah, I mean, Chet Holmgren. It's look, he's a better third option. He reminds me of Kristaps.
To be honest, they probably have 1 or 2 years left because I don't think J-Dub's going to take a discount. Neither's Chet.
Someone's going to go.
I mean, if I'm the Thunder, I'm sorry, I'm trading Chet.
Because look, the only reason why, and it's good that you bring that up, because they're going to run into the problems that the Boston Celtics had. That's the same problem they're going to face.
Unless they take a pay cut, but we've already seen we'll do this, we'll do that. Look at Indiana. We'll pay the luxury tax. Did they? No. They lost Miles Turner to a rival.
They were too cheap.
Yep.
They were too damn cheap to sign Miles Turner. That's a damn shame.
Yep.
That's a damn shame for a center of his caliber. But yes, I do agree. J-Dub is definitely more important for the Thunder in terms of like, their future. Chet Holmgren, he's always hurt.
He's a hit or miss.
Inconsistent,
He's a hit or miss. Yeah.
But right now on paper, obviously I still taking Houston. I still like Houston, what they did, right? I still like what if my top 3 teams would be OKC, Denver, and Houston.
That's fair.
I think you're missing a team. The Los Angeles
OKC,
Lakers. Oh wait,
Denver,
I'm sorry.
Houston.
You didn't make
And then
any moves.
You put the Lakers at 4. Clippers 5. Who's your 5?
I'm
Isaac?
taking the Clippers over the Lakers.
Wait, what? Why? What
Okay.
move?
Okay, they just have a twin center. They got Brooke Lopez and Ivica Zubac. Who do they got? Who do they have? DeAndre Ayton, who's their backup center.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I mean, they lost Dorian Finney-Smith.
honestly, yeah,
They
the Lakers
signed
did
Jake.
take.
What's his name? Jake.
Jake LaRavia.
Even know his
Jake
name.
who? I
Jake
mean, no
LaRavia.
disrespect. Like, he's a good 3-point shooter. I was like, you guys need a center. And I don't understand this thing of you guys preserving cap space when you guys can
Because
just build at least like give 2-year contracts.
The thing is you already know what the Lakers are going for. They're going for the big fish.
You don't know
when
what
Giannis
he's the big-
becomes available.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. You don't need to.
I want to ask the front office something. Did you guys not watch the small market teams? Did they have like big old 3 superstars? No, they had one superstar, a role player, and a bunch of good players.
It's really solid players. Solid.
So you would think they would follow that model. They have Luka, they have LeBron, who should have taken a pay cut, and I don't know where his head's at. But it's just interesting. They're preserving cap space, but for what? In 2026, 27, who's a free agent? That will really make a difference and make it worth the wait for the Laker fans.
I believe it might be Donovan Mitchell that year.
Donovan Mitchell has been on 2 separate teams, and they've both flamed out in
The
pretty much
second
the
round.
second round. Like, that will make a difference.
But knowing the Lakers, they're going to go for big game hunters. So I wouldn't be surprised if, the Celtics decide to make Jason Tatum available. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't.
Damian Lillard, but
Damian Lillard's up there in age.
Damian Lillard's a wild card that can change the playoffs.
So getting back to between the Lakers and Lakers and Clippers, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Isaac, because to me, yes, the Clippers made some big name moves. They re-signed James Harden
And make big name moves.
and they got Brooke Lopez. Great. Who's their bench? Tell me who's the bench.
Brooke Lopez, Norman Powell.
isn't Bogdan Bogdanovic still
Yeah,
there?
Bogdan
I thought
Bogdanovic
he was
is
a
there.
free agent.
No, he's still there.
Did he resign?
He still has like 2 years left.
Oh, I had no idea about that. Okay. Yeah,
mean, who's your guys'
when you put
bench?
it from that perspective, I kind of like the Clippers leaning in that
Well,
direction.
who's
That's
your
valid.
guys'
That's
bench?
valid. That's valid. You know what?
My thing with the Lakers is like,
Their bench. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, the Lakers.
but what direction are the Lakers going?
And that's the thing.
That's the thing, because we have already asked you. You don't want to sign Austin Reeves to a big old extension,
So
But
some
it might happen.
decisions are going to have to be made.
Okay, I don't.
4
it's
years,
gonna
$150 million.
You guys need to flip him.
I'm sorry right now because at this point, LeBron is not leaving anytime soon. Let's be real. LeBron's not leaving
Did you
anytime
guys see the
soon.
report this week about LeBron James not wanting to be in LA, and the front office is on board with that?
I mean, at this point,
mean,
I
like,
can see. I can see
This
it.
is comedy for me. It's all comedy.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's basic math. We know he's displeased because
Right.
for the first time in his illustrious career, he's not being the superstar that's being built around the roster. It's Luka.
So
And what does Luka need? Lob threat, defenders, and shooters. Does he have that currently?
DeAndre Ayton.
Does he have that currently? The shooters. Name me your shooters and your defenders.
Austin Reeves. He's a shooter. Who else you got? And then DeAndre Ayton. It's pretty bleak.
shooters. Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent,
Hachimura.
Jared Vanderbilt. The
He
Lakers,
shot
honestly,
40%.
If you ask me, who took a fat L in the offseason, I think the Lakers so far have a fat L.
I mean, this
You know
could
what I
be
mean?
for like they could be probably a good regular season team, but then they'll get exposed in the
I'm not
playoffs.
disagreeing with you.
But does DeAndre Ayton really fit that mold that you guys want to have? I mean, there's been reports that he was showing up late, throwing temper tantrums.
It's DeAndre.
But then again,
Ayton.
you guys were desperate for a
It's
center.
DeAndre.
It
Ayton.
didn't matter at this
I mean,
point.
even
Yeah.
Brook Lopez was put aside because he was scared away
I know he
because
was
of
good
the
at the LeBron,
thing.
situation, but
or even Al Horford. You know, Al Horford has interest with the Lakers.
it's still DeAndre Ayton. Are you gonna take that talent, or are you gonna choose somebody who's a lot older?
A lot older and wiser and knows their roles.
mean, you know, you still got to take the talent. I'm not even gonna
That's
lie
what I'm
about
saying. You
that,
have to take the talent. You got to take the talent.
I would
over-
at least have him come off the bench, maybe.
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
Off. No. It's DeAndre Ayton. This dude is a career
Let me
developmental
ask you.
threat.
10
Let me
player.
ask you. Did Dominating live up to anything that he said?
In
Dominating.
Portland, no, he didn't.
Okay, then thank you. That's all I need.
It's still DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, it is DeAndre
And there's
Ayton.
still Brook Lopez. You guys could have signed.
I still think, like I said, the
And you guys traded away Ivica Zubac too.
yeah, I mean, the Lakers really flubbed that one.
Look, I'm not
Ooh.
disagreeing with that,
Yeah,
but
man.
you know,
See, he's choking on his own words. He can't handle the truth.
no, I think that the Lakers could have done more this offseason. I think letting Dorian
think?
Finney-Smith walk hurt.
What kind of GM
I was
talks
about to
smack
say,
about their own player
that
that
was
they
so
need to
dumb. That
resign?
was so bad.
Losing
And the
Dorian
fact-
Finney-Smith
What
hurt.
makes it sting more? You guys lost him to a conference rival in the Rockets, who just got
They
Kevin Durant.
loaded up. The
Yeah.
Rockets loaded up. They're
Yeah.
going to be lethal.
So if you ask me where the Lakers are right now, I put them as a top 5 team.
I'll say top 6, top 5.
Like top 7.
By the way, you know, all this Laker talk, we need to talk about another team that's up at NorCal. We need to talk about the Warriors real quick. Because I want to talk about, like, what the hell is their decision with Kuminga? Pick a damn direction.
I mean,
Free the man, though.
someone's
Free
gonna
the man.
overpay Kuminga because let's be honest, he doesn't really shoot well. He kind of gets lost. He can't create his own shot. Unfortunately, he's more of a dunker, and unfortunately, he didn't get that developmental time to figure out what kind of player he is because of Steve Kerr. He doesn't know what player he is.
Exactly my point. Do you think that the Warriors veterans are holding back the youth
Absolutely.
from
It's
the
not
Warriors?
even the veterans. It's the coach.
It's the
Absolutely. Because look, here's my thing. You have a coach who still prioritizes winning, right? He's a championship caliber coach, right?
Right, 100% agree.
Who's loaded with who has one of the greatest players to play the game in Stephen Curry, arguably one of the best co-superstars. I guess co-superstar in Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, you know, to help. That's what I'm talking about. Not superstar in that way, but co-stars to help them. My thing is, like, they forgot that they forgot develop how to develop talent. They forget how to do that.
Pretty
Because
much, they didn't give him a leash to develop and learn.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Because
Yeah.
you've got all that talent sitting on that bench. Moses Moody. You play Podziemski, which was great, but then, like, where was Moody? Moody was always sitting there on the bench, right? So you have Kuminga, Moody, Pods. Trace Jackson Davis fell back on the bench. I mean, you personally ask me, I don't know why Trace Jackson Davis is not playing. I'm glad Looney left and he went to New Orleans. You know, because now you open more opportunity. But now they're going to play Quinn Post. What about Trace Jackson Davis? What direction are the Warriors going?
And I mean
that's the issue that I have.
and that's that's the same thing with the Sixers. I 100% agree. If for me, if I'm the Warriors right now, I think, you know, signing Al Horford. I mean, they still want to compete. Yes,
It's a retirement home out
It's
there.
just it literally is.
It's a retirement
It
home,
really
literally,
is,
bro.
It's a retirement home.
Get
but,
that Tylenol ready. That icy house ready.
but
Bengay.
Bang. Tiger Balm is ready, bro, man. Man, my knees hurt, bro. My knees hurt.
But no, I feel bad for what's going on out there in Golden State. I just think that Mike Dunleavy needs to blow this team up.
Speaking of old, we forgot to talk about one team in the East, so I want to go back really quick before we end the episode. 76ers. What the hell's going on with them?
We don't know. This is the same issue with the Warriors.
I mean, what's the timeline? I mean, do you start Paul George or do you have VJ Edgecombe start?
Honestly, hey, I'm not even gonna lie. VJ Edgecombe played really good.
he did
28
He
and
did.
10.
He did.
28
He played
and
better.
10.
He played better than Ace Bailey.
Yeah, I think that's a really good
Ace
pick.
Bailey. I didn't know the Jazz had a interest in me.
The Sixers. I don't know what direction they're going.
I mean,
in.
pretty much this is the hurrah year. Like, they either focus on their young players, which Jared McCain they lost. He was on his way to win Rookie of the Year. which he didn't win.
He would have.
He would have won. They have Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, now VJ Edgecombe, who are 3 solid players you can build upon.
Yep.
But are you going to let them develop? Or are you going to let Paul George and Joel Embiid and all the other players dictate, like, your season?
But also, too, like at this point in the name of the game, Joel Embiid's getting up in age. He's going to be 31. He's 31, I think.
He's on the wrong side of 30.
Yeah, he's on the wrong side of 30. Yeah. Anyway, I think at this point, like, you need to start entertaining offers because if you still think you can compete out east, you've got another thing coming. The Sixers are a mid-level team out east. They are a playing team out east. I'll give them 6th or 7th.
I'll go 8, 7.
I'll go 8, 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
See, they're
They're not reliable
you know?
health wise
No.
because the best availability is dependability. What is that?
The best availability is I forget.
It's the
It's
same.
dependability.
Yeah,
I forget. I forget.
Anyway, we got Kaiser Permanente going on down there. We got Paul George, who's always out with an injury.
You
but
mean
he's somehow
George Paul?
George Paul, who always finds some way to promote his podcast, but he's always hurt. Right? You got Joel Embiid, who can't seem to stay healthy. You got a Kyle Lowry, who's like damn near almost like hitting father
almost
time.
40.
It's like, what direction are we going? And you still haven't. Hold on, no, hold on. I got one more point. I got a point I gotta make. Quinn Grimes, what the hell's going on right there? That man single-handedly helped the Sixers when they had nothing.
And they're nowhere near. Nowhere near close
Nowhere
to
near
a
a
contract
deal.
extension.
And he's not even getting like a contract talk to be at least a 6-man. That's a 6-man off the bench on any other team.
He could
if you
start,
ask
yeah.
me. He could
Yeah.
start. So I don't know what direction the Sixers are going, and I don't know what's going on with that. If you let that man walk, Sixers are probably the dumbest team right now. If they let Quentin Grimes walk, that man, he busted out for like 40 points one game.
Back-to-back games.
Come
I
on,
remember
man.
that.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
busted out for 40 points.
I
and
mean,
no contract? Come on, man.
it'll be interesting what the Sixers do after this season because even if they do have a full healthy season and they get bounced in the first round, you're gonna have to make some moves.
100% agree.
Daryl Morey start making some decisions. Trade Joel
100%
Embiid.
agree.
Let's be honest, that they should have probably kept James Harden. They would have probably been more relevant, honestly. At least been a playing team.
I think it would have held them back, handicapped them
A
financially.
little bit, yeah.
But I mean, like in terms of success, maybe just a little bit slightly better than PG.
Yeah.
Really quick, I want to talk about one more team in the West, the Dallas Mavericks.
That's your team, bro.
Nico Harrison.
That's your team, Isaac.
What is your constant
Preach it.
mantra?
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Defense wins
Say it louder for the
championship.
people in the back.
Defense wins
louder.
championships.
Louder.
Why are we signing
bro.
D'Angelo Russell to 2 years, $12 million?
You'll get what every Laker fan got.
Why?
Say it louder for
why?
the people in the back, Isaac. Say it louder.
Why? You constantly preach this. You traded for AD and gave up Luka, and you decide to sign D'Lo, who has historically been one of the worst playoff performers.
It's the Dallas Lakers. That's what they are, Isaac.
We signed Daniel Gafford to an extension, but we had Chris Paul, we had Tyus Jones, we had other options, and we decided on D'Angelo Russell. How did you survive this experiment?
bro, you have, as a Laker fan, you have to have thick skin and you have to have a lot of patience. So Isaac,
Nico Harrison's
You're gonna-
hair, there's a
you're gonna
lack
ha-
of there's a
you're
lack
gonna
of
have-
intelligence
You're gonna
along
have
with
a
the
lot of
lack
games.
of hairline.
You're gonna have a lot of games, dude, where you're gonna be like D'Lo scoring 30, hit 6 threes. Next game, you're gonna see D'Lo with 6 points.
I'm already prepared for like the great
1 of
game,
7
and I'm gonna
shooting.
be like, okay, cool. He's gonna have the next 5 bad games, so don't get too excited, people.
Patience, Isaac.
Again,
Just be consistent.
Nico, you said defense wins championships. You couldn't get like a Ty Jerome even.
Oh,
Or Chris
now we
Paul.
want to start talking about Ty Jerome. Now we want to start talking about it.
Benny, your arguments
I was
are
just saying.
are as strong as Jason Tatum's Achilles tendon. So please, you have no place to stand right
Yeah,
now.
I'm just saying, man. We gonna talk about that. I mean, but no, I do think somebody like a Ty Jerome would have been a little bit better in that situation. Not necessarily D'Angelo
But
Russell.
who knows? Maybe they have some secret agreement to get the #1 pick next year, and they'll trade Kyrie or something.
Isn't it funny how the Dallas Wings and the Dallas Mavericks got the #1 picks in each draft? Isn't that so ironic? Huh. I wonder what's going on, NBA. I wonder what's going on.
Interesting times. The Dallas Lakers. Ooh boy.
Better roster than you, at least.
Hey, I'm not saying that. I'm not
AD
saying
comes
anything.
back. AD gonna drop a coup 40. He gonna drop a coup 40 on the Lakers. He gonna go splat, splat, splat. He gonna be dunking on it on DeAndre Ayton's head.
Austin Reeves traded watch.
Yeah,
Not surprised.
yeah, man. Anyway, what else do we got to talk about? Any other thoughts? Closing thoughts, you guys?
I think we got everything that we wanted to talk about.
I mean, we're gonna start breaking down by divisions. You said
Divisions by next week. We're gonna do next week the Atlantic Division. So,
By the way, shout out to the
prepare for
comment
that.
left. So apparently, I wasn't aware that if you sign a free agent 3 times to 1 year contracts, you can't really trade them. So shout out to that. New information learned.
interesting. I did not know that. How'd you find out?
Jackson Hayes got a no trade clause, which I was like about to barrel over and like fall into a barrel and pass
Mr.
out.
Analytical over here. We got Mr. Analytics over here. All right, okay. Hey, hashtag that, Mr. Analytics
I'm
over
not
here.
analytics.
Mr. Analytics. He's learning new things.
Yeah, I'm about to rip that do-rag off you.
Anyway, well, what else we got, team? What else we got? Any closing thoughts?
I don't really got anything else.
Just comment, subscribe.
Continue to subscribe.
Subscribe to Dummies on the
Subscribe to
Hardwood.
Dummies on the Hardwood.
Show the support, show the love, ladies and gents.
Despite the do-rag here.
At your
Despite
service.
Ty Jerome being in a better
We're
situation.
not having a discussion on Ty Jerome versus Lonzo Ball. We're not talking about that.
Leaving
I
Lonzo
don't-
Ball's previous like 5 year where he's constantly been
We're
in
not
the
talking
NBA.
about that. We're not talking about that. We're not
Like we're
talking
not
about
talking
that.
about
Passive
banner number
aggressive.
19. Remember banner number 19?
We're not
You
talking about
sound
that.
you sound like Chuck right now, Manny. I swear to God, with your takes.
Hey,
In better situation.
Big perk
Move
over
on,
here.
bro.
Jalen Green,
Let's move on.
superstar.
Let's move on over here,
Come on,
fellas.
man.
Come
Remember,
on, man.
this guy said, "Don't give up on Jalen Green. He's going to be a superstar."
Don't give up. Yeah. You guys want to make fun of me? 20 point per game score next year. I'll
Jordan
guarantee you
Clarkson
that.
2.0.
Pretty much.
We're not going to have a discussion, Isaac. Discussion is over. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, continue to show the support and the love. Dummies on the Hardwood. We'll take you to the end. Have a
Episode
great rest of your
dropping
evening.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Benny, get the do-rag out.